Hello, everyone. Hello. Surprise, surprise. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm going to give you guys about 3 to 5 minutes to get in here since this is totally unscheduled. But still, I'm excited to share with you guys so you guys can see, just kind of help me fit in, but in a different way. There's been a few things for me that inspired me. What's up, Stephen, man? There's been a few things to inspire me to do this series, to start this series, and it's very important to me because I want you guys to clearly understand the difference, all right? Haven't been on camera for a while, but I had to get a haircut first. Got it done today, and I said, okay, cool, I'm gonna be on camera, right? I'm so used to shaving all the time, but for those of you that haven't seen me before, what's up, Andre? What's going on? What's up, DTN? What's happening? What I got you pull up your sleeves today, LJ. What's good though? What's going on, man? Welcome. We're gonna get started. I'm gonna introduce myself in about a minute and a half so you guys understand who I am and what I do. All right. Just give you a hint. I change lives. That's what I do. That's what I do. I change lives forever. Those people that'll listen. But I'm realizing I change lives in a much bigger way than I anticipated, right? I was solely focused on debt and money, right? I'm just so focused on that, right? Just had tunnel vision. But then I'll show you guys. I'm gonna tell you guys what inspired me. But now it's time to open up to different avenues, okay? So you guys can understand of how I live, okay? I want you guys to, this is why I share these things with you. So you can understand what it's like to be a debt-free alpha male. I've always been an alpha male, right? But I've never been a debt-free alpha male until recent years. And it's a whole different, it's totally different, okay? In many ways. What's up, Quentin? What's going on? Yes, it is a beautiful day here. I'm looking out the window right now. I got a beautiful landscape back area with the townhouses I live in, man. I just look out the window. It's so beautiful. The sun comes across the landscape, the well-manicured landscape. It's just nice living here. I love it here. All right, we're going to get started here. For those of you that are new to my channel, welcome. My name is LJ Young, and I am a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping them financially see outside what I call the debt matrix. And the debt matrix is a place where everybody lives that believes in credit and debt and financing things that go down in value and can't figure out why they're living paycheck to paycheck. Just can't figure it out, man. It can't be that finance card. No, it can't be those. It can't be Bitcoin. No. It can't be my mortgage. No, it can't be that. I don't know why I'm living paycheck. That's what now. I'm not talking about you guys because that's where I lived for the first 40 years of my life. I lived in the debt matrix. I didn't know I lived there. Okay, I didn't know I lived there until one day I found Dave Ramsey, and Dave Ramsey said, "Hey, LJ." I felt like he was talking to me, right? He said, "Hey, LJ." I said, "What, Dave?" Dave says, "How about you use that math that you learned in grade school and apply it to your finances and you'll win?" I said, "Wow, Dave, that sounds too simple to do, but I'm going to do it." And then I did it. And then I was free. That's it. I just use basic math on my finances. Now I win with money. Now I know you're thinking, what does debt have to do with being an alpha male? Okay, I'm going to explain that to you. Because it really doesn't make sense when you just say, hey, man, what's that? You're just an alpha male. Just now, when I say alpha male, I mean like, how can I explain it? You just don't let stuff happen, okay? It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if it's your parents, your girlfriend. You just don't allow stuff like that to happen. Bad things and people getting over on you and stuff. You just say, no, you can't do that. That's really, and that comes to anything in life. It comes in, right? So So when you, how can I put this? How can I put this? Okay, let's start with this. What inspired me to do this? Okay. So I was on a video call the other day and I was listening to a caller speak. Okay. And just speaking about his life. Right. And I'm thinking, if you understood what you were missing when you're in debt, not only in debt and wrapped up in a situation like that, if you only knew what you were missing, you would not allow that. Right. And I totally understand when people are immersed in it, that's a totally different. It's totally, I understand the feelings are involved, but I want you guys to understand that's what's clouding your vision is the feelings. Those are the feelings. Now, the reason why I'm adding debt is because I had asked a couple of questions. I know they can't really tell when you ask these type of questions. People in debt don't understand why you're asking these questions. You go, well, are you paying for her? What about her kids? You paying for that? Is she in debt? And they don't know, well, yeah, she has this, she has that, and kids and this. And you just don't realize that's costing you money, right? And if you're in debt, you're a slave. And each time you allow somebody, each time you spend unnecessary money on other people, you are burying yourself even deeper into slavery and you don't even know it. Now, alpha male, I am what's called a debt-free alpha male because now I am able to share these thoughts with you guys so you can understand what that means. So let me tell you this. Once you're out of debt, like a regular alpha male, yeah, they can get girls or, they do this. And, God, it's so difficult to explain. But when you take it to one more level, when it comes to women, put it this way. When you take it, you could take it to another level because you can automatically see a woman if she's in debt because you're not going to date a slave. I promise you, you're not going to date anybody that is in debt. You're not going to date them or take them, not even have a kid with them. You will never forget your condoms. You will never say, hey, I just want to feel it. You will never tie yourself to a slave. This is the advantage that you will have as a debt-free alpha male. You won't allow women to take advantage of you. It won't matter how they look. It won't matter if, say like she's a badass chick and she's a lawyer. The first question a debt-free alpha male is going to say, do you have student loan debt? And if she says yes, it doesn't matter what she is. Right there, that she's cut off. How much you got? 180,000. When did you graduate, girl? Wait, hold up. You got $180,000 in student loan debt? I don't care how fat her ass is, right? Once you hear $180,000 in student loan debt, you won't care. You might want to hit it, but that's about it. You'll make sure it's clear that it's never going to progress any further. And when you make it clear, you're going to say that to the woman. You're going to say, hey, by the way, if we have sex, it's not going to go past this. I don't care who you date. Yes, I'm going to be dating other people. I'm not going to be just with you. You're going to make sure that it's crystal clear because she's a slave. That's how you will be for the rest of your life. What's up, R. Carp? Now I'm here to answer questions. What is life like to be a debt-free alpha male? What is life like? As a debt-free alpha male, you will be a killer in business. Because all you have to do is listen to the people in debt. If somebody that you want to do business with, you hear that they have student loans older than their children, you're not going to trust that person. You're not going to trust that person in business. Why wouldn't you trust that person in business? Because they haven't taken care of the business of themselves. Only slaves keep student loan debt longer than pay for college, longer than going to college. Only slaves do that. So right now, if you hear that, you'll know their personal life, their mathematical financial life is all out of whack because they got a 20-year-old student loan. You know not to trust them. That's it. That's it. They won't know how you know that. because they believe it's normal. This is how, as a debt-free alpha male, you will kill it in business. You won't be fooled by people's cars and houses, how many houses they stayed, if they're big real estate moguls or whatever. It won't matter. All you have to do is look at the business of themselves, and that will tell you about the rest of their business. You know why? Because they know nothing else. It starts with them. This will be your advantage. As a debt-free alpha male, you will talk to any woman you wish. I don't care how fine you think she is. It won't matter. Let me put it this way. Now, when I see women, don't get me wrong, I'm not blind. I can clearly see if the woman's fine, bad, fat ass, nice chest, whatever. I can see that, right? But it doesn't mean anything to me. Because the first is the physical attraction. So you're going to go up and walk. And then for a debt-free alpha male, the first thing I'm going to do is listen to everything. Is that a finance cell phone in your hand? Yep, that's strike one. You making car payments? You probably show me your card and make it seem like she's got money. And I'm going to say, hey, you making car payments? That's strike two. Hey, what college did you go to? Yeah, what year did you graduate? Oh, I graduated 10, 15 years ago. Yeah. You still paying your student loans? Oh, yeah, I still got that. That's strike three. And she don't even know it. Again, you won't care that's why I don't see women like that. This is how it works. This will be your advantage, man. I'm telling you. When you go to other relationships channels, right? And they tell you, hey, this is a high value person. This is what you look for in that person. No, it starts with you. Nothing outside of me. It doesn't matter. Nobody can tell me, listen, nobody can tell me what's a high value person outside. How do you know? You know everybody in the world? How you know that? That's not true. It starts with you. It starts with me. I'm high value. So I let nobody in that doesn't match that. I wouldn't even, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how good the coochie is. It doesn't matter what kind of job she got. Don't care. It doesn't matter if she's just like bad. Her body don't matter. Don't matter. This will be your advantage. I know it seems harsh, doesn't it? It seems like, no, that's not true. You wouldn't just walk up. I walk up to any woman. It doesn't matter if I'm attractive and say, hey, what's up? How you doing? She could probably look at me weird. I'm like, hey, I was looking at you and I just came over and decided to talk to you. Now, and I'm not saying that I get every woman just because, but I know anywhere I go, I'm not going to leave an establishment. How many times have you seen a bad woman and never walked up to her and then you walked away, go on about your day, or say, damn, I should have said something to her. I don't let that happen. That doesn't happen. I make sure yay or nay. So if she didn't like me, I will walk away knowing she didn't like me. If she did, I'm also going to know. You see how that works? What's up, Amizi? I know guys who add debt to impress women or other friendships to gain them. That's what I did. I did all that. I got into debt trying to impress women. I wouldn't do that. She'd be like, hey, is that your car? I'd say, yep, it sure is. Damn, that's old. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's old. Yeah. What about it? What about it? And if she kept going on to, I'll say, hey, man, is your student loans older than your phone? Yeah, you got to be quiet then. You can't talk. Now, I'm going to put this link up here because I want you guys that are having trouble, like confidence-wise, meeting women-wise. I'm going to tell you something. This is the answer. Get the fuck out of debt. Your whole world will change. It will change. You'll know exactly when to have children. You'll know exactly who to marry. You will definitely, let me tell you this, you will definitely know exactly who to have kids with or not. I promise you. And I'm going to give you guys a little hint. You're not going to have a kid with a slave. I promise you, you're not. As a debt-free alpha male, I now understand that time is the most valuable thing on earth. My time is the most valuable thing on earth. I let no one waste it. The only person that can waste it is me. I don't care. I don't care how other people feel about my time. That's their problem. This is what will happen to you. So you'll be very direct with everything. And they're like, oh man, you know, LJ, you know how he is about his time. You know how he is about his time. That's what I want everybody to think about. When they think of me, hey man, you know, LJ be tripping over his time. I'm gonna make sure I'm on time. Yes, because I create that. Because people will waste it if you let them. This is why I'm saying you will not waste it on a slave. I don't care how bad she is. This will change your life, man. This will change your life, what I'm teaching you. You won't have to worry about these. You won't have to worry about these relationship channels, okay? Those are businesses, okay? Those relationship channels where you go to one person and this one person is supposed to be giving you the answer, that's a business, okay? That's nothing. And now, I want you guys to understand something. When I talk about other relationship YouTube channels, that's how I feel about it, okay? Okay, don't mix up my feelings with business. Don't run away and say, hey, Linnell felt this way. Well, anybody can feel anyway. It doesn't matter what I say. That's a business. That's a very lucrative and smart business. If put it this way, if you can make yourself look like the part that's in everybody's heads, like you got to be the answer for me, that is absolutely hands down amazing. Okay, that's amazing. Absolutely amazing. If this person is going to give me the answer to myself. You see how I laugh at that? That's what life is like, being a debt-free alpha male, man. But you can't do that in public. Everybody's going to think you're an asshole. No, I'm not being an asshole. I'm not. Linnell, don't forget to add the car debt mortgage. Oh, don't forget to add the car debt mortgage that she has. Exactly. You got all these slaves out here impressing other people with houses and cars that they don't even own. This is why, as an alpha male, you won't fall for that type of stuff. You won't think somebody is successful because of the degree they have or the type of house or their position at their job. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. Those people, put it this way, those people that you are impressed by with their fancy degrees, this is all you got to do when you walk in their office, because you got to remember, and as an alpha male, I want you to understand this in business too. This is very important, okay? Listen to this. Do not be impressed by people's fancy degrees. They don't even own them. They don't even own that worthless piece of paper. This is all you got to do, because they always display them on their walls like nice wallpaper or something, like it means something. This is all I want you to do. I want you to go look at the year they graduated, okay? And then you ask them, hey, you still paying on your student loans? If they say yes, I want you to do the math. I want you to go 2020 minus the year they graduated from the college. And then I want you to ask yourself, if they're so smart and rich, how come they got 20-year-old student loans? That's what I want you to ask yourself. And then if you're bold enough, I want you to ask the person that you were about to trust, whatever financial venture you was about to join with them. I want you to say, hey, man, how come you got the student loans for 20 years? You got to answer that. There is no answer. If they try to answer, now, as an alpha male, I want you to understand something. There is no excuse. There is no answer for it. But if they try to give you one, when there is absolutely no mathematical answer in the world for it, if they try to give you one, you get up and leave. Because you're looking for the person that's going to turn to you and say, you're right, there's no excuse. That's the person you want to hear. That's the person you want to say, yeah, there's no excuse for me keeping my student loans that long. That's the person you go, oh, okay. As long as you recognize it. But the person that gives you a reason for it, hey, how come your student loans are older than your children? I see you got pictures of your, I see you got beautiful pictures of your children all over your desk. How come your student loans are older than your children? This is what life is like. DTN says, I'm making $30,000 a year with less than 10K of debt. I think it's good money. I think it's good money even without the degrees because my savings is higher than my debt ratio. When you get out of, okay, I want you to hear this, DTN. Listen. What you're talking about is the debt to income ratio, okay? When you have no debt, there is no ratio. Okay, so I want you to get out of that mindset of saying, well, it's good because I'm this and it's this higher than that. When you get out of debt, there is no debt to income ratio because there is no debt. See what I'm saying? That's how it works. So when you hear things like debt this, debt that, they're only talking to people in debt. Hey, debt to income ratio. They're not talking to me. I have no debt. See? Now I want to answer anybody's questions that may have of what I talk about. Maybe you don't even maybe you don't agree that it's not all about money. Also, when you become a debt-free alpha male, sex no longer controls you. You control it. It's totally different. Like, I know as a man, when you grow up, you think you're supposed to dominate all the coochie. Just get it all. Just get it. Give it all. Yeah, I did that. I hit her. I did that. I got some of that. I got some of that. No, you don't have to do any of that. The next time somebody makes you feel like that or tell you have to do that, you turn to that person and says, who says I have to do that? That's what you say to that person. Who says I have to do that? You don't have to do that. When you don't do that, you control your sex. You do. I promise you, when it's in control, when you control your sex, when you go after women, it's totally different. I don't know how to explain that part. That part's different. It's different when a woman knows, because that's like, I mean, think about it, fellas. A woman knows that guys want to fuck, right? They just know, right? But when you're in control of it, you don't necessarily want to do that. That's no longer the number one objective. To me, first I have to determine if it's even going to go that far. I have to evaluate the risks for doing that. I have to evaluate the risks. Okay, I got to see, okay, is she in debt? All right, cool. That's not going anywhere. All right, cool. They're right there. Hey, you got student loans. Yeah. When you going to pay them off? Oh, that's one of those forever loans. Okay. Right there determines this is never going to be a relationship, anything past sex. Now, number two, what are the possibilities of me impregnating her? And what will happen? I got like, damn. If I get her pregnant, she had that baby, she's going to have my ass for the next 18 years. And that's going to hold me down. And then I'm going to be tied to a slave. No. Because you got to remember, when you tie yourself to a slave, they're going to all of a sudden, with a child, especially with a child, you tie yourself with a slave, any money problems they have, they're going to blame it on you. Because you should be paying more for the child so she can get back, whatever, when they were already in debt before, and now they got somebody else to focus on. You got to weigh those risks. Believe me, I've turned it away a couple of times. No, I'm good. What's wrong with me? Nothing's wrong. What's up, Alpha? From financial discipline comes personal discipline. It sure does. You're right, Alpha. You're exactly right. And it goes in that order, what he says. Once you become financially disciplined, it naturally goes into personal discipline. And what that means is you understand that the time in your life is the most valuable thing on earth. It's the obvious thing. It's the obvious thing. Time. Why do I think that? Because I'm gonna be dead one day. So that's obviously time. I'm gonna die. So in order for me to live life the way I want to live it, I must own the majority of that. That's what wealth is. That's why there's a word called rich, And there's a word called wealthy. The wealthy own the time in their lives. That's very different from rich. You can have people making millions of dollars that don't own the time in their life. Over here, you do. What's up, Nicer? Once you understand that, you let nobody waste it. I let nobody waste my time. Nobody. You get a job, whatever salary they're paying, whatever hourly. Now, I'm not knocking jobs. I just want you to understand something. Whatever they're paying you, you have agreed the time in your life is worth that amount of money. That's what you've agreed to. So if you're making $15 an hour, you're saying to the employer, hey, I believe the time of my life is worth $15 an hour. Really? Now, let me tell you something else that's very important. So I want you guys to understand something as an alpha male. Anything and everything I'm telling you is none of this is hidden. None of it. I don't even look at money the same. I don't even look at money the same. Once I went to the government, the central bank's government website and saw how much they make $100 bill for, it costs 19.6 cents to make $100 bill. 19 cents. So they take this 19 cents piece of paper, put some ink on it, put a 100 and say, here, slave. Now it's worth 100. And the slaves go, okay. That's how I look at money. Now, don't misunderstand me. Like, don't think I don't go around outside and say, hey, here, take this 100. It's only 19 cents. No, it's still valuable to the people that believe it's $100. Okay. Do you understand that? I understand the majority of people believe it's $100. So I'm part of that. Regular slaves, they don't know I know I'm part of that. They don't know that. Right. But I know with the true value, this is how I look, and this will be your gift too. So you won't be controlled by money anymore because you know it's just paper. You won't risk the time in your life for it. Like, say like this, say like when you're young, you probably think $100 is a lot. Okay. And maybe you want to go do $100 drug deal or something. I don't know. Right. Before you do that, you think to yourself, wait a minute, that $100 is really worth 19 cents. And if you get caught, you spend 5 years in prison for it. That means, listen, if you went and did something illegal for $100 and you got caught and you got 5 years, you lost 5 years of your life for 19.6 cents. Do you understand that? This is the one thing you never forget anymore. Time is the most valuable thing on earth. So you won't look at paper and say, I'm not risking the time of my life for that worthless piece of paper. No, you won't. But let me make sure you understand this as a debt-free alpha male. Though I'm saying this about the system, it favors no one. It's just there. No, let me take that back. The system favors only those who trust mathematics. If you don't trust math, it doesn't favor you. Let me give you an example. If you believe you're a homeowner with a 30-year mortgage, you don't trust mathematics. If you believe you got a car on sale after financing it for 84 months, you don't trust math. If you're doing tax evasion, that means you don't trust mathematics. You understand? That means the system is against you because you don't trust math. You get it? Cosmic says, holla, sitting back, taking a break and peeping some game from LJ. Thank you, Cosmic. No? Well, you do more than the majority, DTN. You got your own business. Because when you own your own business, you own your time. If you have a job, put it this way. If you have a job, it's 100% mathematically impossible for you to own the time in your life with a job. You can't. That's mathematically impossible. Okay. Keeping this in mind, Now you figure out a way to do whatever you need to do to make sure you do. You do whatever it takes. And I'm only telling you this because I've done it and I'm still doing it. 6, 7 years strong, still doing it. Well, I didn't own, no, wait, I take that back. Debt free, but I didn't really own the time of my life till I quit my job in 2016. So since that point, okay, let's put it from since that point. Now, if you're a young man out there, you're having trouble with your confidence, or you can't figure out how to get women. So you're reaching out, you're checking all these, you don't know which relationship channel to trust. You look at the person, oh, they're dressed nice, it must be that person. Oh, they got a nice car. Oh, I see a Ferrari in the garage, because they always open this stuff up so you guys can get the visual. They're not saying any of that stuff is theirs, but all you got to do is just believe it's theirs. That's it. So to me, when I see stuff like that, I'm like, why are they flashing all this stuff? It's irritating. Why are you flashing all these cars and houses? That's irritating. But then again, I got to step back and say, oh, that's why you're doing it. Okay, I get it. What's up, Alpha? Thank you, sir. $5 super chat. Thank you. You're doing the Lord's work. I appreciate it, man. People call it many things. Excuse me. Nicer says, is seeing glitches the first step in realizing? Is seeing the glitches the first step in realizing there is a debt matrix? Okay, gotcha. How many glitches has the pandemic exposed in the debt matrix? I don't really think it exposed glitches, and this is my opinion. This is just strictly my opinion. Okay, don't take this for anything. This is just what I see, and I'm gonna simplify it as much as I can. Okay, they just redid the tax system a couple years ago. I think it was a few years ago. I mean, a major overhaul. What that really means is this: they needed to redo it to catch up with the times, because everything evolves, right? So the tax system that worked 50 years ago probably worked perfectly when it was implemented 50 years ago, but now it's taken its time and got redone. Now, with this whole pandemic, the whole if you don't know this, if you're a person out there saying, oh, I can't wait till things go back to normal, they're never going back to that. Okay, that's never going to happen ever. Never in a million years. It's never going to happen. Now it's a new economy. Again, in my opinion, to me, I just think that this pandemic happens to be the key to start the engine of the new economy. That's just my opinion. I don't, it's just what I see. Okay. It just went, now it's running. Now it's got a little rough idle because it's a brand new engine, right? It might be off, a couple piston misfires. Who knows? By the way, this engine is a V Unlimited. Have you ever come across one of those? What is that? Oh, a V with unlimited pistons. Okay. So it's a V Unlimited. The engine is endless. Okay. So it's running like this. It's just running out the kinks. They're gonna find one spark plug. I don't know how many spark plugs there are. Okay, there's infinite spark plugs, right? They're gonna find the right one, and then one day, come 2021, it's gonna go. That's just my opinion, though. Okay, that's just my opinion. Who knows? Thank you, Nicer. Josh says, I just saw a video on Bloomberg Business saying that Walmart is in a bumpy ride. That's one big glitch. You got to remember too. You guys got to understand. People in debt, when they hear the word bankruptcy, right? They think filing bankruptcy means you're a financial loser. Okay, oh my God, Chapter 7 stays on your credit report for 10 years. Oh my God, you can't get this, you can't get that, you can't get this, you can't get that. That's what slaves think. Bankruptcy is a good thing. That's not why is it there? You think bankruptcy is there for losers? No. So and number two, when you hear a business filing bankruptcy, you guys have no idea. Maybe that's a blessing. It might be the thing they just needed so they can do a restructure at the cheapest way possible. What better yet right now? Hey, we had to restructure. We lost all our business. Why? Because of pandemic. That's why. Chapter 13. Now they get the, so when you hear on the news, hey, this XYZ company filed bankruptcy, that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It really doesn't. Okay. Only slaves thinks bankruptcy is bad. Please understand that. Okay. What's up, Ill Wills? What's going on, man? Thank you for the $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. You said Ferrari, really, LJ? They look nice in the garage because they're never running. Gearhead, talk, continue on with your regular scheduled program. Yeah, well, when you get out of debt, man, you don't, as a debt-free alpha male, you will know you don't need a Porsche Cayenne or a Ferrari. You won't need a Bentley wagon or whatever, the Lamborghini wagon. You know you won't need that. That's a prop, okay? When you see, like, for example, when I see a Lamborghini wagon, that thing's what they run about 275, some crazy number, Ill Wills. Those Lamborghini, they 275, something crazy number. When I see that, I look at it and say, it didn't cost $275,000 to make that car. That one car, you think it cost $275? That's a lie. That's not true. The only people that will pay $275 for a Lamborghini wagon are the people that believe it's $275. Slaves will pay that kind of price. And when I say pay, finance, because even if the Lamborghini wagon was on sale, nobody gets a finance car on sale. Okay, nobody does. But you know what a person will do? They will go and finance it for 72 months, tell everybody, that all their friends, how much the car costs, $275, as if they pay cash for it. Only slaves do that. As a debt-free alpha male, you will never do anything like that in a million years, let alone say it out loud. You would never do that. Especially if you finance the car, you wouldn't tell people how much the car costs. Only slaves do that. Alpha males do that. Regular alpha males, they do that. They still believe material things is the way to do it. All right, hey man, fake it till you make it. Trick them with this. No, you don't have to do nothing. You don't have to do none of that. That's not true. None of that is true. If you want to take it up a notch, become a debt-free alpha male. Your whole world will change. Your whole entire world will change. You will not be impressed by anything anybody shows you. You don't know how they bought that. Hey, man, this is my boat. I don't know how you bought it. So, hey, you pay cash for it? I mean, that's not a really common question to be asking people all the time, because I want to do that. Hey, man, this is my house. Did you pay cash for it? No? Then it's not your house. Why are you telling me it's your house when it's not? Giles says, when men realize how much they spend to get women, it's eye-opening. Then add on to the fact that many men chase the women that don't want them. You can throw away money dealing with the wrong woman. See, and stuff like that, just it won't happen. You won't worry about gold diggers. That will never happen. You think I worry about a gold digger? No, I just say, hey, you want money? No, I'm the wrong. I would tell a woman, I'm the wrong dude for you. Oh, my last man took me on trips and bought me purses. Hey, okay. I have no idea why you're telling me that. Why are you telling me that? Oh, you think I'm going to do it? No, I'm not going to do it. Oh, he took me here and there. Well, yeah, you need to go. Why aren't you still with him? If he did all that for you, why are you not still with him? Andre says, alphas only concern themselves with assets. Sure do. I'm not saying becoming a debt-free alpha male is going to 100% keep you away from a bad relationship. No, I'm just saying, as a debt-free alpha male, if that person's in debt, you are going to stop right there. That's where it's going to stop. You come across a badass woman and she got 10, 20-year-old student loans, you're going to make sure it stops right there. And you're going to tell them, hey, how come this can't go any further? You're a slave. What do you mean I'm a slave? I just told you your student loans. When are you going to pay them off? Oh, everybody has them. No, only slaves say that. See, that's why we're not going anywhere, because you're a slave. Slaves say things like that. Call their student loans forever loans. Andre says, we only drive cars someone else is paying for. See what I'm saying? I ain't there yet. On my way, though. Sonny says, slaves keep telling me they finance cars to build their credit. Don't they know their score will drop once it's paid off? No, this is what's so crazy. Slaves don't even know. High credit scores cost money. Of course it's going to build your credit because you keep financing shit. When I hear slaves talk like that, ooh, I got to leave the room. It Will says, LJ, I think he paid $186 insurance. See, even that, $12,000 a year, don't even make any sense. That don't even make any sense. Just to do what? To drive around and show everybody, hey, look at the car I don't own. I don't even own it. Oh. We need to hear this after that fiasco the other day. This is what inspired me to do that, because of that fiasco. I was like, man, I got to do something more. I got to do something more. Andre says, alphas desire the things that bring the things that add time. Exactly. Anything that adds time to my life, that's what I'm after. And I'm going to tell you this, anything that takes away time, it irritates the shit out of me. Ooh, this feeling I can't really explain to you guys, okay? Anything that takes the time in my life, I don't like being obligated to somebody, if that makes sense. It bothers me. Now, I don't express this everywhere, but it's an unexplainable feeling once you own the time in your life. Andre says she an asset or a liability to you. Exactly. It Will says, good relationship in Western society are slim to none. Ask any man that's been divorced. Take it from me. A man that has been divorced 3 times. 3 times. 3 times. Doesn't that sound like a lost dude? That sounds like a very lost dude, right? Lost. Believing what people saying, believing what they're telling me. Hey, you should do this. This is what you look for. This is what you find. No, you don't do any of that. Put it this way. It wasn't until I said to myself, I am the common denominator. Me. Nobody outside of me. Me. Exactly, Andre. I see dead people everywhere. You skipped my take on what I think an alpha is. Did I? Where were you at? Nicer. I'm going back there. I don't see anything from you. Oh, okay. Here we go. A debt-free man is alpha. Okay. A paid-off house is alpha home. The alpha drives alpha cars and go live on YouTube on his alpha laptop, right? Exactly. Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. I did skip that. I'm sorry for that. That was a good one. Trying to catch up here. 1 second. Oh yeah, I went back just now. That was a good one. I like that. Cosmic says, I am also so anal about about time. It's the only thing that once it's gone, we'll never get back. Exactly. That's how I think about it all the time now, all the time. And certain things gonna bother you or hurt you when that happens about your time, but you got to do it. You have to do it. Doesn't matter the outcome. You have to do it because it's taking away the time in your life. You have to. Juan says money is infinite. Time is finite. Is that finite? I always mess up that word. They can always make more money, but you can't make more time. Sure can't. It was says, to me, marriage is Western society is a failed institution. The courts see to that. It's big business. Well, this is how I look at that. I agree with you. It's a business, right? Now, marriage itself, put it this way. When you're debt free, they always say number one reason for divorce is money, right? They always say it's money. But when you're debt free, it won't be because you never talk about it, right? It's never brought up like that, right? And then you won't legally tie yourself to a person like that doesn't understand that. But I believe with the court system thing, I believe it's a business, and it's for people that I guess can't handle the divorce themselves. You know what I'm saying? If they can't sit down as adults and say, hey, we were married for this time, you deserve this, and keep your feelings out of it. You can't. That's where they come in. So marriage, what that does is when you sign on the dotted line to become married, you're basically giving the courts the right to oversee if it doesn't work out. That's what it is. It's a permission slip, because without that permission slip, their hands are pretty tied because you were never married. So they kind of use hey, if you were married, we could help you. You ever hear them say that? If you were married and not playing house, we could help you. But since you're not married, we can't help you. What that means is that since you're not married, their hands are tied. See what I'm saying? That's the difference. It's all how you listen to things. All you got to do. I listen to words totally different. Words are just said totally different to me now. So are there any questions? Here's the link. Calvin says, marriage has always been a business. Back in the day, there was just no sugarcoating. Families joined to form a stringer foundation. It's just in modern times we now want to add love in the mix. Wow. Huh. Utilitarian says, if a slave saves money and lowers expenses, does that put you on the path of freedom? If a slave saves money and lowers expenses. Well, the first question I have to ask utilitarian, is the person in debt? Okay. Because if the person is in debt, it's 100% impossible to save money. Okay. That's impossible. So first I have to hear what the person is saying. Hey, I'm trying to save money. I'm going to say, how much debt are you in? Okay. If you're in debt, you can't save money. It's impossible. So it counts on the person. Jaws 2003 says, I'm good on marriage in the Western societies. I'm winding down on the custody battle with the ex. I don't want to go through that again. Another reason for me starting my own business. And I want to say this too. I want you guys, once you become a debt-free alpha male, you'll stop allowing labels to be put on everything. Oh, marriage in Western society, they do it different over here and this and that. Doesn't matter where, it's the person. Okay, it doesn't matter where. Utilitarian says the debt is 3 times the paycheck. The debt is 3 times the paycheck. I'm not sure what that means. The debt is 3 times. Yeah, you got to tell me what that means. I don't know what that means, utilitarian. Any questions? This is only going to be an hour. We got 10 minutes left. 10 minutes left. If you have any questions, I'm going to keep this series going because I really want other men to hear this. I really do. And I want you to understand, I don't think I'm not part of that. Okay. Please don't understand. Please understand that. Oh, talking to nicer. Any questions? Right. That's what I was thinking. L. Johnson says, this chick told me she has 5. I feel absolutely, I would feel, if a woman told me that, I would feel absolutely sorry for her. I would feel absolutely sorry for her. I'd be like, what are you going to do about that? It's like, you want to tell the person, there's no way out of that. You have to pay that back, right? You have to pay back every single penny. And can you imagine the amount of interest $500,000 in student loan debt accrues every month? Oh my God. A person that has an average job, they wouldn't even be able to keep up with the interest payments. And you know what a person like that would do? They would get on the payment program that lasts 25 years. You a done deal right there. Done. If you signed up for them repayment programs and you plan on going between 10 to 25 years, you signed up for slavery. They tell you where to work. They tell you what to do. They tell you everything about your money. They run your whole life. What you cannot spend money, And so crazy about those programs, they don't promise you nothing. They promise you absolutely nothing. They promise you nothing. Hold on for a second. All right, we got about 7 minutes and I'm trying to get off here. And then at the end, say like one person comes through, right? Then you got to pay taxes on that money. You're never free, ever. Ooh, those student loan forgiveness programs, I want you guys to understand that is total slave camps. Voluntary, okay? Nobody makes you go there. I was just about to ask if you're going to do more shows. Oh yeah, this is continuing. That's why I numbered this. This is number 1. Questions come in, we'll go longer than an hour, but if it's just average, it's just going to hour. It's going to be just the time. Andre says, don't know if I should laugh or cry. I know, right? I couldn't do it in their face. 500. That's wow. That is a permanent. That's permanent, Andre. I mean, that's permanent. And when you guys see me make that face, it's not like I'm making a face of like, oh, she's so stupid. No, it's bigger than that, man. Once I got out of debt and realized I was a slave, and I hear $500,000 in student loan debt, which is the worst debt out of them all. The only one that tops student loan debt is IRS debt. Why? Because you can go to prison for that. That can take away. But student loan debt. Then again, at least, you know what? I almost take that back. I think student loan debt tops IRS debt. You know why? Yeah, you can go to jail and lose your freedom, but they're going to send you to prison for a certain amount of time. Student loan debt, that much student loan debt, is going to be her entire life. Ooh. At least the federal portion. Sonny the Great says slaves don't even know that there's an interest calculator in the App Store. Josh 2003. Oh, in the App Store. Gotcha. Oh, shoot. No, I was laughing at something else. I was thinking something totally different. That's why I was laughing. LJ, they promise hope, and that keeps people falling into the trap. Yes, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's business. Okay, I get it. I get the college commercials. I mean, you see the college commercials. Hey, if you don't get a college degree, you're not going to be nobody. Hey, this many people with college degrees get jobs like this, and they make this, and this is how much you can earn. And I get it. It's a business, right? It's almost when you get out of debt, it's annoying because none of what they're saying is promised. None of that is guaranteed. None of what they're saying they're saying it, yeah, but is it guaranteed? No, none of it's guaranteed. Frank Loeb says $2,000 a month on $500K, not including interest, is $250 payment for 21 years. Probably longer than that, I'm sure, because of the interest. It's $500,000 today. It's going to be more than that next year. Cosmic says, I've been out of pocket for a minute, but I'm happy to catch a stream. Thanks. Thank you, Cosmic, for coming. I appreciate it. What's up, Gabriel? Dust might be relevant to this topic, but I'm going to try a 60 juice fast. Let's see how it goes. Okay. Sharif says, hey, El, how do you think our future economy look? It will look the way you want it to look, Sharif. If you're out of debt, put it this way, if you're out of debt, whatever it's going to be, you have the ability to see what that is, right? Once you're out of debt. That's why they call it 2020 vision. Once you get out of debt, you'll say, oh, that's how it goes. Oh, this is how the new economy is going compared to the old one. Oh, got it. Okay, well, let me just follow this way. Cosmic says, talking nicer. Josh 2003 says, does the IRS tax the leftover portion of student loans at 40% after the I know they tax it. I don't know at what interest rate. That I don't know. But I think I read an article that said 99% of the people got denied anyway, so it doesn't even matter. 99% of the people that applied for a certain student loan forgiveness program got denied. So they go 10 years, 25 years, they get to the end and they say, sorry, denied. You can't do anything about it, but they deny it. What you gonna do? Contest it? Oh. Any forgiven debt over $600 is taxable to you. See what I'm saying? And if you go, put it this way, if you go 25 years to pay off student loans, 10 to 25 years, it doesn't matter, 10 to 25 years to pay off student loans, you're not going to have the money for the taxes either. Because if you had the money for the taxes, you would have had the money for the student loans. Okay, that's how it works. So guess what? You're going to, once you say like you were the 1% that made it through, it's almost like the lottery, right? 1% that made it through. Now you got to pay on the taxes of that money. Now you're going to be making payments. Now you're going to, instead of making payments to the student loan people, you're going to be making payments to the IRS at what? Interest. They're not going to let you make payments to them for free. It's interest. All right, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you guys for joining for the very first episode of Debt Free Alpha Male. This will be continued. Hopefully it catches on for especially for you young men out there. I really hope it catches on. But this can be meant for men and women. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Unsunken one says, I'm new to your channel by the way of Ramil. A shout out to you, sir. Appreciate it. I like Ramil a lot. I really do. I can't wait to get back on the show. I know he has many different topics, right? I just have one. So it's very hard to market just one topic, but that's what I do, okay? I know I've been out of it for a while, but I'm going to be coming back even stronger than before now. So I'm going to come back with some new stuff. I got to get this rolling. Frank Loeb says, I was happy with my decision on paying school while I went. No loans for me. Took me longer to graduate, but I graduated with no debt. Exactly. Jump start instead of starting in the hole. And check it out. Even though you went to school longer than the average, whoever you're comparing yourself to, by coming out with no debt, you're catapulted above all those people that got out of school before you. They're still paying on their student loans. So you're not really behind. You're like light years ahead. light years. Andre says IRA accounts are not protected from child support, alimony, and IRS-backed taxes. Wow. And you know, when you see, I want to give you guys another thing too. You know, they say, hey, your 401k account is protected, so nobody can get in there and child support. Well, you know why that is, right? Because it hasn't been taxed yet. Okay. So the IRS is not going to let other people get to that money before them. They're first. IRS is first and foremost always. So you can say it's protected, but it's really not. The IRS just says, hey, you're not touching that money. We haven't got our cut first. When we're done, then you can have some. Period. That's the only reason why. Okay. Yep, sure are. All right. Thank you. Guess where they'll get the tax money from those forgiven loans from the people. It's all wrapped up in the slaves. You slaves pay for all that. You guys pay for all that. You do. All right, we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you everyone for joining for the first episode. I'm glad you did. Appreciate it. All right, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. All right, see you later.